Now, before we begin, I must warn you all that there's a high chance that I may get emotional. I'm not going to lie, this is unbelievably overwhelming. From where Sparkle started to see the situation now in front of me is honestly amazing, and it really does mean the world. A few years ago, I was sat in the school cafe at Felsted with a few school parents and the Felsted headmaster, Chris Townsend, and I, out of the blue, said, I think we should host a ball. Now, I must admit, many of my ideas are met with a blanked face, glazed eyes, usually followed by a slow, polite nod. And this idea was definitely met with the same thing. Who would actually come? Well, look at us now. 3 years later, 323 wonderful people, after a truly terrible 18 months, makes this a sold-out event. The room is filled of individuals from all walks of my life, although around 70% of you are united from the Felsted community. Dad, Felsted, without a doubt, was the best investment you ever made. Certainly a better investment than those ballet classes you gave me. But we'll see about that later on the dance floor. Having you all here tonight really does mean so much to me and the team, and as my first ever black tie event, it will certainly be one to remember. And not that you need telling, but you honestly all look fabulous. You really are sparkling. The event is only possible, though, because of 4 very special people. Mike, Phoebe, Claire, and Matt, who unfortunately welcomed, well, not unfortunately, but did welcome his 3rd child on Wednesday, so can't be with us tonight. They have planned this whole ball from start to finish, and I think you'd all agree with saying it really is amazing. So I just have a little something. Please make yourself known and come to the stage. Mike, Claire, Phoebe, hope you come. I also want to thank Alex Rayner and his team at Braxted Park for heavily discounting this event to make it possible. Mark and John, our videographer and photographer, who have donated their services tonight. Thank you very much. Every single one of you has come this evening to show your support, donated auction prizes, donated to Sparkle over the years, or about to donate later, hopefully. There's 14 of you in this room who've visited Sparkle Malawi, and 100 people around the world who are volunteering remotely as of today. Kelly, Paul Davies, Jen, Dan Brownlee, and Annabelle, to name a few. Thank you to those who've partnered with us, from Cornelius, our biggest corporate donor, to Clifford Chance, to Gus Burton Racing, to Harry Hitchcock, who's organised the Sparkle Sevens, the trustees. Thanks, Harry. The trustees, especially Neville, Mike, and Michelle, who are all here this evening. Chris Townsend, a former trustee and headmaster of Felsted. Steve Winter, my former teacher at Felsted and now headmaster at Maida Vale, our latest school partner. I guess now is probably a good time to apologise for my antics in philosophy. Thank you for your patience. And of course, my wonderful employees in Malawi, led by Mwai, and our new team here in the UK, Becca, who you'll see more of her amazing work on the video later, Bryony and Tracy. And in case you missed them earlier tonight, please can you give everyone a wave, ladies? And last, by no means least, my supportive friends, family, and of course my wonderful parents, who have continued to allow me to follow my dreams regardless of the stress I have caused to them and myself along the way. And in case anyone was wondering, my dad's hair was white well and truly before I started Sparkle. So with all thank yous aside, why are we here? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Hi, I'm Sarah Brook and I'm the CEO and founder of Sparkle Malawi. We're here in Zomba, Malawi at the orphanage that I built in 2012. We're making a positive impact here on the community, and as we grow to become a sustainable orphanage, we hope in the future to be able to help up to at least 10,000 children worldwide. The Sparkle journey started after I left Felsted and went to volunteer in an orphanage in Malawi on my gap year. Whilst there, I had to have life-saving surgery. Hundreds of children were waiting in a queue to see the only doctor at the hospital, and when I arrived unconscious, I was prioritised due to the colour of my skin. It was this moment that changed my life forever, and I made a promise that I would return to Malawi and make a difference to at least one child's life. We've got 150 kids between the ages of 0 and 6 who are vulnerable or orphans. From what once started as just a nursery school with 8 volunteers and 50 children, to today being at the heart of the community, a centre which provides education, medical care, nutrition and community outreach programmes to 17 villages, impacting up to 10,000 people. This is just the start of the Sparkle story, as we are now starting to replicate our model across Malawi and eventually into other countries in Africa, so that we can change hundreds and thousands of lives together and make an even bigger difference to those who need us most. What a journey it's been for Sparkle and I. Honestly, when I dug out this footage, I actually got quite emotional, as I'd completely forgotten that in 2015 I'd said that I wanted to impact 10,000 lives. I honestly think it was a throwaway comment, but today to be stood here to know that that's the difference we've made. Mission accomplished. We'd be here all night. Oh, thank you. We would be here all night if I was to go into the challenges that we've faced along the way. But as they say, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger and wiser. So taking this all on board and knowing I've had more lives than the luckiest of cats, 7 to be precise, you'll all be delighted to know that I've brought my own medical team with me tonight. Luring them in under false pretences of a ball, my long-suffering godfather come GP, my former babysitter come nurse, and my godmother, come counsellor, have all got years of first-hand experience should for any reason I have any mishaps and need to be evacuated from the dance floor later this evening. All jokes aside, albeit the dream was achieved to date, the goalposts have now moved, and 10,000 lives impacted is just the start for us. Sparkle has now created a blueprint model for the community, grassroots small charities with a holistic approach, incorporating 4 main areas: education, medical, nutrition, and community programs. And we are ready to scale. Let's take a trip back to Malawi, where you can get a chance to meet the inspirational Mwai who's leading our programs on the ground. Tissues at the ready.
Hello everyone, I am Mwai Anjira, the country director for the Sparkle Foundation. Having lived in the community for over 11 years, I have experienced firsthand the challenges that the community go through on a daily basis, and I'd like to share my story with you. Being the firstborn of 5 children, I always had big dreams to be a big person someday, until I lost my father along the way. At that point, I thought that everything I wanted to just come from a silver fighter, but I was wrong. When my father passed away, life became hard. My mother wasn't working at the time, and she couldn't afford to pay for my school fees. She couldn't afford to buy food for us in the house. And there were times when we were sick, but we couldn't afford to go to the hospital because we didn't have money to pay for the bills. These are the challenges that each and every child who has come through this project has gone through at some point in their lives.
When I joined Sparkle, I never thought I'd be in the position that I am today. It has given me the opportunity to rise above the odds and empowered me to also empower other members from the community.
For each and every single person who is in this room tonight, you have the opportunity to change someone's life for the better. We can't wait for you to be part of this amazing movement and be the reason why someone smiles today.
My name is Felix Diaz. I born in Tom Alan village in Malawi. I have got 2 children. His mother left them maybe 1.5 years. And so now I'm with these children. I can't do everything to work food, find food to feed them. There's a big problem for that.
So this is a child neglecting case whereby her dad, he's not well taking care of her, and several times we find him drunk and also leaving children alone at home. So without food, without water, without being bed, so they're lacking of care. So as Sparkle Foundation, we make sure that children welfare is well taken care of, and also children, they have access to quality education. So that's why right now we are making sure that the welfare of this child need to be met. Right now we at Sparkle, we are at the Passion Center, whereby we need to drop the child to be kept safe.
So we are here at Passion Center to see Rosanna, who is under the residential program, and we're working together to support her. So she basically stays here, sleeps here, and comes to Sparkle to attend the nursery school. So therefore, Walipomuka tabanuka. Mmoja hapa. Msakaji. Gaya. Ndio naona.
From myself, all the staff, especially our beautiful children, we'd like to say thank you and keep sparkling.
So if those smiles can't make you dig deep tonight, I don't know what will. Sparkle isn't like any other charity. Not that I'm biased or anything, but we honestly believe we are creating something that really is different. It's a platform for people around the world who really want to make a difference to be able to do so. I am forever inspired on this journey by some of the wonderful human beings that I've met along the way, who continue to contribute to our cause. From my 7-year-old godson raising over £2,000, walking a kilometre a day for 10 days during lockdown, which paid for the medical treatment of our children for 3 months, to Danielle O'Connor, who's here tonight running the virtual London Marathon last week to raise over £5,000 to provide 16,666 meals for the community, to my close friend Phoebe Cherry, who has given more than 1,000 hours of her time to organise more than 3 events for Sparkle over the years, generating thousands of pounds to provide our youth group with opportunities to stand on their own 2 feet. Thank you, Ralph, Dan, and Phoebe. To a 4-year-old, yes, a 4-year-old who climbed Snowdon to provide education for our girls who have been forced into marriage. To an 86-year-old knitting hats in his wheelchair for our children in the winter. These acts of kindness are life-changing. And with 40% of charities expected to close by the end of the year because of the pandemic, it is these individual acts, with hundreds of others, which have collectively allowed Sparkle to grow from strength to strength. You all have the opportunity this evening to change someone else's life. In front of you on your table is your Sparkle bag with a little thank you from our children. You can scan the QR code and sign up to sponsor one of our children for just £15 a month. That is less than 50p a day. As Mwai said on her video, someone's smile could be because of you, and that takes less than a minute. You can also make a difference tonight by being extremely generous in our auction. COVID has led to us being 40% down on our fundraising target this year, but tonight you could make history and change that for us. You can make that phone call for me tomorrow to my team in Malawi to tell them we reached our target, so that I can say to them, yes, we can provide those additional services to those 100 children who are on our waiting list. Yes, we can keep our ambulance service running for another year. Yes, we can help women start their own businesses. Yes, we can keep children in school. Yes, we can ensure children don't go hungry. And yes, we can save lives. Malawi may seem a world away, but in a moment like now, when we've experienced firsthand the fear of illness, the worry of not getting food, the limitations of transport, we're closer than ever. This is our moment to shine. This is our moment to sparkle. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. I'm now going to hand over back to Ed to introduce our auction. Please dig deep, ladies and gentlemen, because together, I honestly believe we can change lives. Thank you so much.